Hello and good Thursday morning, everybody. It is March 13th, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Good morning to you. It's pretty quiet. Today is not going to be much of a weather day, although there will be some showers that develop today and maybe even a rumble of thunder or two, but I'm not anticipating any kind of severe weather for today. That is all going to come tomorrow evening, and we may be looking at an overnight situation into Friday night and early Saturday morning. I know you don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. Uh, it, 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 these are never uh, good to deal with when we have to deal with them, but it is spring in Kentucky, and it's just one of those situations that we're going to have to deal with. Then we have another round that's coming Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening before it all begins to move away and clear out of here by Saturday night into Sunday. All right, let's get to it. And first of all, we'll start with the almanac from yesterday. We hit a high of that's not the right one. Let me change this real quick. I thought I had put the right one up there. Da, 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 da. I hate it when that happens. Let's see. Yeah, I thought this was it. There it is. I just had it in the wrong slot. And there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. The high was 79, almost 80, almost. And there were some places that actually hit 80, but officially at the Bowling Green Airport, 79, 20 for the second day in a row, 20 degrees above the normal of 59. Wow. The low was 54, and that was even like 17 degrees above the normal. No precipitation for the past 24 hours. It's been a very quiet 24 hours, and things are going to continue to be quiet until we get a little bit more moisture coming in and eventually the winds. The winds are going to be a big deal out of this system. If we have, let's say, for instance, all of the hype, which now, as the window closes on this, it's not that I'm buying into the hype. It's more or less a guarded, um, it's guarded confidence. I'll put it that way. I'm trying to be a little nicer to the ones that are out there saying, "Oh, this thing is huge. It's big. It's going to be disastrous." And all. I mean, I know it's you get it, um, but it does have the potential to be a big deal. Not necessarily for us, but for places around us, especially to the west, and then on Saturday to the south. So, in any case, here's a look at the radar this morning, and you can see that there's not much going on. I've seen a couple of little, you see right there, land between the lakes. Also looks like maybe south of the Western Kentucky Parkway and Interstate 69. We're looking at a couple of renegade showers. There is a low pressure system that's just west of Memphis, and watch this thing. I mean, curl, and it's got some energy with it. There's flood warnings that are going on in parts of Arkansas, and this thing has little like spokes in a wheel. It's just kind of sitting there spinning. This is going to go south and east as we go through the day. But I do think we are going to see, even as an offshoot of that disturbance, we're going to see uh, some showers increasing as we get into the afternoon. Notice all the high wind, or not high wind, but wind advisories that are in effect back to the west and parts of Illinois. The winds are really going to pick up ahead of that system today in Missouri, Illinois, and I mean it's pretty encompassing. Just to zoom out and show you just how incredible this storm is. And then you've got fire weather warnings back behind that in parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. I mean, this look how big of an area that there could be fire danger, and especially in Texas because they are just bone dry. And believe it or not, even though all these systems are coming in, you see um, heavy snow warnings, blizzard warnings, and snow advisories, and all that. Where the colder edge of this system is, um, there's not going to be any of that moisture that gets into parts of Texas and Oklahoma. They're just going to stay dry and windy, and that's just asking for fires to be to happen. So yeah, it's everybody's going to have to deal with something out of this system. I don't think there's any real escape from it. I know some of you that suffer from um, anxiety issues when it comes to bad weather. I get it because I grew up with that. I grew up being afraid of storms. It didn't matter if it was a small thunderstorm that didn't last but a few minutes. When the sky got dark, I got scared. So I feel you. I know what you're going through. Um, but don't think the worst with this. I think the worst of this storm, where there really could be some strong tornadoes and longer tracked tornadoes, is going to be more to the west tomorrow night and then more to the south as we get into Saturday. So we're going to be on the fringe of this, close enough to, be guarded, close enough to be watchful and mindful of what's coming. So I'll get into all that in just a moment. Here we go with a mild morning. Kentucky Mesonet temperatures as of 7:55. The current time 7:55 as you're watching live. We've got 50s, even 60s showing up down in Scottsville and Allen County. Almost that over in Russellville, Logan County, 61s. That's Hopkins County. That's Muhlenberg County. So yeah, it's nice and warm this morning. The winds, they are out of the south, and they're going to be for a while. And even not so much today, but especially tomorrow, they're going to be very, very breezy. We've got a 5, 8, let's say 5 to 10 out of the south, sustained. Um, Gusts, yeah, there's not much. There's a 12, there's a 10, there's 11. Like I said, today is not going to be the windy day. It is going to be tomorrow and then again Saturday. That's going to be your really, really windy times um, across the area. All right, let's go to the map. Well, let me go to. I'm going to skip the map for now and go straight to the severe part of this system. So today, just to ease your mind, because I know there's like somebody just posted, storm anxiety is real. Yeah, it is. Um, but that's why, and I'm not holding anything back. That's just why I don't like the hype, people with the hype. And already I saw last night on, I think it was Facebook, somebody took one of those maps, graphics that somebody posted, and somebody posted it showing where there's going to be what they thought where there's going to be tornadoes. But they didn't really explain in that graphic. They just said, here's where tornadoes are going to be. And so somebody took that, reposted it, and put, can anybody explain to me what this means? Does it mean that we're where these marks are on the map? Is this where we're going to get tornadoes? See, that's the problem. When just random people put up random graphics, they go searching the internet for these graphics. Um, yes, they're valid graphics, but you've got to you've got to put the forecast, you've got to be you got to have a discernful mind. You got to be discerning, and you've got to be learned, and you have to have experience to look at those maps and say, let me interpret it for you. Let me tell you that this is not the forecast, but it's one of the models out of many dozen models showing this is what it thinks could happen. And remember, these are computer models. So a computer is coming up with all this. It's taking all the information from years past, putting it together with things moving right now, and it's coming up with a forecast. But when you put those things up and you don't explain it, you're scaring people to death. And there's no reason to do that. Um, Today, there is not a risk, but this is all general thunderstorms. Okay. Garden variety thunder, maybe a little lightning later on. These are not severe. When it's painted in this really light green, you see the scale down here. It's at the bottom of the scale. It's not even numbered. So it's just telling us that today there could be a few thunderstorms. But now let's get into tomorrow. And this is when it gets a little crazy. The Storm Prediction Center, which puts out these maps, these graphics, has put in now a moderate risk. That's a level 4. You don't see that often, but we're talking about places like uh, Champaign, Illinois, um, down to St. Louis. St. Louis is really going to be kind of the target, if you will, the target area for the worst of the weather over the next couple of days. St. Louis. So you see that level 4 moderate risk does take in Paducah, but not beyond that. But we do have the level 3, which was here yesterday, into western Kentucky and just west of Interstate 65. So some of our counties to the west are included in that level 3 enhanced risk. Most of the News 40 viewing area is under the level 2 slight risk. This is for tomorrow night and into early Saturday morning, and then level 1 and the general risk or general thunderstorms further east of 65. So that's the outline. But now we're close enough to where we can break this down by uh, what could occur. Excuse me. I'm waking up with some sinus issues this morning. Here is the tornado outlook. Now, again, when you see this, it looks menacing, it looks ominous. Don't let this scare you. Okay. Because let me explain. There's a reason why these areas have been put and painted in here like this. Now, um, a 2 to 4% chance of getting a tornado, that's a pretty small chance. That's a low end chance within 25 miles of a point, pretty much along Interstate 65 until it curves a little closer to Bowling Green, comes through Bowling Green, and then we see a 5 to 9% chance that we could get a tornado tomorrow night. Here's what I think will happen. We're going to have enough wind energy and instability and moisture to cause a big line of storms. And it's almost going to look like that you see right there, that line. See that? Where it's hatched or got the little marks on it. See that? It's bowing out to the east. I think that's what we're going to see tomorrow night. Is going to be a long bowing squall line. We used to call them squall lines. Now they're QLCS, quasi linear convective system. It's a big technical term for a squall line. And it comes through. bent, shaped like that because wind energy is forcing it to the east. So that's what I think will come through. And right on the leading edge, when you watch that line of storms come in tomorrow night, it is there that we may have a couple of little spin ups. They will be low end type tornadoes, EF0, EF1. They can do some damage. They don't last very long. Long track tornadoes, big tornadoes, that's going to be way back to the west of us. Again, target zone, St. Louis area, and this area shaded in the 10 to 14% area. But then when you get these little hash marks, it says down here, greater than, at or greater than a 10% probability of a significant tornado. That's EF2 to EF5. And that's back, way back west of us. Uh, yeah, there's a possibility that somebody might get a stronger tornado as far east as Madisonville, Owensboro, maybe even closer to Hopkinsville, land between the lakes. Yeah, but the instability then goes down enough late tomorrow night and into the overnight hours that I don't think we here in Bowling Green are going to have to worry about that so much. It's a concern, and I do think that while we are doing our coverage, which we will on News 40, NBC and CBS 40, and streaming um, to social media tomorrow night, there will be we'll get a couple of tornado warnings, most likely a tornado watch. A tornado watch will go up tomorrow evening at some point and pretty much cover this entire area. But that's more of a precaution than it is anything else. Unless at that point, when the watch is issued, there are numerous tornadoes back to the west, and they look like they're holding together as this system moves east. Then things are going to be a little more dicey. So just have a plan, be prepared, have your weather radios ready, have your, you know, download the News 40 weather app on your phone, your tablets, your devices. So you've got something if the power goes off. And with this wind coming in, there's likely to be power outages for sure. In fact, here is the severe wind outlook. Now we are in the 15 to almost 30% probability area of getting some wind damage. Winds could be 50, 60. There could even be some gust up to 70 miles per hour when this thing comes through late tomorrow night. Yeah, this is going to be in the nighttime, even into early Saturday morning. But you see the greatest area of that happening is going to be in that kind of magenta shaded area with the hash marks. So there's a greater than 60% chance of wind damage back there. And again, there's St. Louis. That's the target. Kind of the target if for a big city, that's kind of the big city target, that whole area. So not so much here, but back to the west. There is actually some hail that is possible out of this system. We're in the 15 to 30% shaded area. While there's a greater risk, again, there's St. Louis, and that's the area that's of the greatest threat of getting some large hail, not just the little pebble stuff, the little pea size, but we're talking, quarter size or larger hail threat. That's because there will be better instability, better dynamics back west of us, and not so much here. This area is going to slide southeast as we go through time. Okay. Now let's go into Saturday, and you see the severe weather threat then gets shunted further south. Now we're still in the level 2 slight risk. This is for Saturday afternoon. There's going to be a break. You're going to have this what I just showed you, the Friday night overnight into early Saturday morning number 1 round. Then we get a little break. Saturday morning to about mid afternoon, late afternoon Saturday. This is for that. The second round that's going to come in Saturday afternoon, probably after 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon into Saturday evening. And so we may be looking at another round here, level 2 for most of the state of Kentucky, slight risk, but we do have this little lip of a level 3 enhanced risk from Bowling Green south. And this time the target zone is going to be Nashville to Chattanooga to Knoxville. That's going to be the area that sees the worst of the weather tomorrow night. Uh, as far as the probability, yeah, they've got it, you know, 30 to 44% with a hatch, meaning significant severe weather, wind damage, large hail, and yes, probably even a few threat of tornadoes. There could be another tornado watch that goes up for Saturday afternoon and evening here in southern Kentucky. That's where we'll be. Now, the next few days after that, as you can see, blank. There's nothing going on. All of this will be out of here by Saturday evening. Okay. So when tornado watches go up, that's not a guarantee that you're going to get a tornado. It just means the conditions are right. There's enough instability, there's enough wind energy, there's enough of the dynamics that are there to produce a tornado, but it doesn't mean necessarily that that's going to happen. Just know, and a lot of times with a setup, especially a spring setup like this one, the Weather Service is like, look, we could have these little spin ups at the leading edge of this line of storms as it comes in. So we're going to just do this big area of a tornado watch just in case we get some little spin ups. It's possible. And then that's when you have the warnings. But I think these will be what we call short fuse. These will not be the kind of tornado warnings that, again, I refer back to December of uh, 2021 when we had the long tracking big tornadoes. This is not that. It may be somewhere else, but not for us. Southern Kentucky, the 270. Okay. Um, so, all right. I think I've explained it enough. Here's a look at the maps. Now, we're going to see a little bit of instability today, not much. Got a little moisture that's coming into parts of the area. Here's the system. This is not the big system. This is just a disturbance that's coming through with a little bit of moisture, possibility of a shower or a thunderstorm this afternoon, and then it's over. And then as we get into Friday, here's midnight tonight, early Friday morning, notice the winds start to compact, equal lines of pressure as this deep low pressure system comes in. And the wind is really going to be, I think, the number one component, more than tornadoes, more than flooding. Flooding is going to be an issue as well, minor flooding, but wind energy is high. And with those wind gusts that could go to 60, 70, you're going to have some downed trees. You're going to have some power outages. You can pretty much count on it. Not everybody, but there's going to be more than just a few, I think, with the potential with this system, and it keeps deepening. 988 millibars. It may even get a lot deeper than that as we go through time. Here it comes. It just reset on me. Uh, Let me go ahead. Yeah, 988. There we go. And then blizzard conditions on the backside of it. So here we are into Friday morning. Let's skip ahead to about the time you go to work. The winds start to pick up. Most of the day tomorrow, most of the day Friday is going to be dry, windy, and warm. I do think we could get close to 80 for a high temperature. And then as we get into Friday afternoon, we begin to see evidence of the possibility of severe storms forming in that area back towards St. Louis. Again, St. Louis seems to be, they're going to be the catch all for this system. Then we move ahead to midnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. Storms will be ongoing, and these are the kind that will be forming a line. Even though we're not painted in the red here, I think there's that possibility that we could get some severe thunderstorm warnings and maybe even a few tornado warnings in the middle of the night. I'm sorry. It's uh, just the way it appears. But again, these would be the low end, brief spin ups along the leading edge of that squall line as it pushes through. These are not going to be long track tornadoes. Then we get into, this is 1 o'clock Saturday, and here we go with the second round that's going to come through Saturday afternoon and evening as that system moves further south. And then the south, much of Dixie down to the Gulf, is going to be under the gun for the worst of the weather. Then by Sunday, we're out of the woods. Sunday, we'll see some leftover showers. The wind will start to relax, and then the systems move out. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's another system that's coming in, not as potent, but still could produce some rain and thunderstorm activity. It'll be with us by next Wednesday. All right. Let's go to, since I skipped. Okay. The model blender, looking at 77 today. I think it is, we hit 79 yesterday. I think we could do 80. I think we could do a, if not today, tomorrow for sure. Um, some of you will stay because of the clouds and the showers will stay in the mid 70s today, but tomorrow the sun will be back out. It's going to be windy and it's going to be warm. And I think we will hit 80, 53, 54 tonight. You see 72, maybe to 75 or so on Saturday with that second wave. Then cooler on Sunday once we get past that, 58 to 60. Now we do get down into the 30s, mid 30s, maybe even upper 30s for Sunday night into Monday morning. Not enough for frost, but I wanted to point that out because it does cool down for Sunday night into Monday morning. After that, though, we warm back up, 60s, 70s, as you see. Then there's that system that I showed you coming in for next Wednesday into Thursday. That one, by the way, that's the first day of spring, March 20th, next Thursday, a week from today. And notice what happens. We cool down into the 50s and another drop in temperature at night in the 30s, close to freezing. Then we retreat, come back up into the 60s for next weekend, the first full weekend of spring officially. So that, um, the active weather is just it's part of living in Southern Kentucky. It's just part of, this time of the year. It's been an active year already, and I don't see that really changing all that much. The thing is to be prepared, and you see right there at the top where it says 7-day forecast, then you see that QR code. All you got to do is, like right now, open up your phone like you're going to take a picture, open up your camera and point it at that square box, and you can download the News 40 weather app, have it on your phone, and you're ready. You're ready for whatever comes your way. It will alert you, it will wake you up, it will give you the information that you're looking for when there's warnings coming out. And if all your power goes off, you'll still have that, hopefully all charged up and ready, and you can still follow along. You can watch us. We'll be on TV. And when we're not on TV, we'll be on social media, Facebook, streaming, live. We're gonna do that tomorrow night, whatever the time it is that we have severe weather. We'll be on it. We'll be there. But here's your forecast: 75 today with a few showers, um, thunderstorms maybe today. Uh, and then 53 tonight, 80, as I mentioned, tomorrow, numerous storms, wind. That's that round that comes in tomorrow night. Then another round Saturday afternoon, 76, numerous thunderstorms and wind. Sunday, leftover showers, but nothing severe, and a cooler 62. Then we go 63 and sunny for St. Patrick's Day, 70 on Tuesday, 68. And there comes that next wave of showers and storms coming in for Wednesday of next week. All right. So I've gone over 30 minutes this morning. Did not want to go that long, but I wanted to break it all down for you because you're hearing and seeing a lot of stuff. Everything from the trusted sources, Weather Channel and all the networks, to whoever unnamed person gets on social media and just starts posting all these graphics and pictures and just, oh, look. And they use big red letters and, it's like, come on, man, give us a break. Give us a break. These are people that evidently do not understand those of us that suffer with anxiety when we start talking about bad storms and tornadoes and things like that. These are people that just don't get it. They don't understand. They're in there for the clicks, likes, and shares. So um, I want you to be ready just in case. And things may not get as bad as what we just outlined. Uh, it could be a little less than that, or it could also be a little worse. There's no escaping severe weather. It's going to always happen. And once you settle that in your mind, and then you get prepared for it, you're not just helpless. You become informed, engaged, and prepared. You will feel much better about these things when they do happen. All right, you guys, have a great day. I'll see you tonight on News 40, NBC and CBS 40 at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. No weather worries today or tonight. This is all going to be tomorrow night to start, and I'll be there when it happens. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.